Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ray here with the Weather Edge Finder, and I'm here to do a little demo video on our software, the Weather Edge Finder, how it's used, what to look out for, just how to navigate the whole platform. Just before we jump into it, on our website, if you click on Learn More, we have a guide. So if you guys want to look over it, about the software as well, some good like tidbits in there, how to get the best use out of it as yourself. And I guess as we're jumping into it here, I just want to uh, preface this in the disclaimer and that this is a decision support tool. It's not automated trading system. You shouldn't treat this as in the system's going to feed you bets and you just got to click buttons and that's it. Be great if it was that, I suppose, but we believe in taking systematic approaches, also with leaving it up to the user to make discretionary decisions. So that's what we believe here. So if you want to learn more outside of this video, go look through the guide. We got a lot of stuff coming in, a lot of stuff in here, and probably some more stuff to be added into this as we get more down the road. Also, this can, I believe, be accessed on the platform as well at the settings button, top right hand side. So, um, Weather Edge Finder, yeah. So, I mean, definitely the main screen here is going to be the market scanner. This is how you're going to place your bets, how you're going to, yeah, really have the software like guide you towards um, the direction that you should probably be looking for in the day in the given cities. Um, Also on the scanner, I guess, a lot of this should be self-explanatory, but we have obviously you can filter by city. And me personally, I like doing this to kind of get a full scope of the city. And so as we're just like looking here um, at Atlanta, you're going to see like obviously the main metric that's going to be driving the system is the expected value, EV. And you're going to see several times like, you know, we're showing several bets within the city that are positive EV. Um, Theoretically, they probably shouldn't all be positive EV. The market's definitely not that inefficient, but it's going to show you some of the top ones, and it's the way I treat it. The top ones are going to be more true to their EV than not. Um, as you see here, we have what's labeled long shot. Now it's showing a tremendous EV, but it's a flaw in the system for sure. I mean, the market's really pricing this at like 4%, really. And those rarely hit from our tracking up to date. And so, let's say I did want to place a bet here on Atlanta, and I think this is really cool feature here. This is really going to help your decision making. And so I'll go over some of the stuff we're seeing here on our market screen. So when you uh, click on one of these, you're going to see so maximum temperature will be 53 to 54. System's recommending you bet no. Now, why is it doing that? Well, it's giving it a 56, this bet a 56% chance of winning our pace adjusted temperature. So this is really where we're, obviously with the systems projecting what the high today is going to be. Um, and if you look down here, so the temperature pacing expected to be 49. It's at 46.4 right now. So it's a little bit lagging behind. Model forecast here. This is what the forecast was at the start of the day. We had a 53, and now this is the model forecast here. This is just NWS, which from what we've seen is it's tough to beat the NWS forecasts. On top of that, it's the bets are settling at the NWS stations. So we definitely looked at a bunch of different models, and NWS is probably the best you're going to get. We're not really in the business of trying to, or not even trying to, but well, we did, but to think that we could out forecast these. agencies that are dedicated to temperature forecasting. That's not really the approach we're taking. We're taking I come from poker, and if you guys are familiar with poker, I come from like a GTO gambling perspective here. GTO stands for Game Theory Optimal. We're really coming at it with the lens of like, okay, let's get good data, let's make good game theory optimal decisions, and that's really how this system's been designed. So here you're gonna get also going down here. So the recorded high for today in Atlanta is the current observed temperature right now. Here you get when the last observation was, uh, when the station was pulled, or the API really, the API was pulled to try and get the latest temperature and quickest temperature possible. Here we show you some comparison models as well, what their range is. So yeah, well, at least for the first model. Um, and you get to see the spread. So this model's having a tight spread, as you can see, only the range from 50 to 52. This model having a little bit more of a wider variance range as well. And then the NWS forecast, which I said is also the green number here. Another great feature that I really like is the order book, and you really get to see the depth of the market on both sides, on the yes and the no side. Um, how much contracts are sitting at a certain level, price level, the total USD dollar amount as well. Not really a fan of the Kalshi order book, as we see. Let's go take a look at San Francisco. So, and I do have a bet on San Fran today. I guess you can see something similar. I don't think it's as clean. I don't think it's as nice. I don't think it's as convenient to order as well, because you got to go here. Really like our order book. So you'd go down here. Also, um, should be fairly straightforward, right? How many contracts? What price do you want it at? The yes, no. So, and also too, just the default is always going to go towards what the system is recommending. So always set to no, buying no. So obviously just keep that in mind if you want to um, take a bet that the system, let's say you want to take yes, just make sure you click on the yes side, make sure you're doing that. Also smart sizing. Um, this will enable um, Kelly criterion bet sizing based on what your account is and your available cash balance. For some reason, it's not showing up for me right now. I'm sure another one would hopefully. Yep, just a temporary bug. Boom. So give you smart sizing if you don't want it on. Obviously, just toggle it off. So yeah, that I think that um, really covers that angle. Obviously, I was saying before, you got your other different filters if you want to filter by different EV percent. Um, open markets, closing markets soon, but I'm recording here at 1:16 Eastern. So what closing soon would be is if we're like approaching close to high a day or low a day, so where you probably don't want to place any more bets. And so yeah, we got that. We got the consensus on like the model. So those are the three models that I showed you in the market view. And so you could filter by, are all the models agreeing on a certain bet? Are they not mixed, etc. Then here as well, you can toggle through high markets on low a day markets as well. Me personally, I mean the lows are low markets are interesting. That's something I'm digging a little bit more into. Definitely seem like higher variance, at least from my own betting. So we try to focus more on the highs. The highs definitely seem a lot more liquid um, as well, at least comparatively. All right, moving on as well. Well, I guess on this screen too, while I'm here. Um, Forecast, this is just seeing when's the last update, and then this is from the other two model sources. So if you ever want to check that out, when you see a flash here, that's when the um, latest temperature, current temperature forecast come in. Here, this is just light dark mode. Light mode is pretty atrocious. Let's not even look at that. But if you would like it, tools. So tools here. This is pretty interesting here. So we have about a year of historical data um, on ECMWF and GFS. I believe this is a European model. This is a American model, and so we're able to get, a year of those data, run some back test as far as like the standard deviations for the high and the lows. And then I have it on aggregated, so it's a mixture of both. And these are what the Model 1, Model 2 is on the market interface. So if you guys ever want to like dig into this a little bit, and obviously you can back test 30, 90, 180, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and so you could see how each individual city on Kalshi has fared from those models. Um, so you can toggle through this and, got a chart here. Hopefully it's visually appealing, bias to bias. So this is just the raw temperature bias. And as you can see, we got a lot more running warmer than not, which seems from what I've been seeing recently, it's been actually the opposite. So, um, you know, there are limitations in historical data, and I've taken a look at this several times, but me personally, I'm more interested in other metrics, I would say, not the historical data, but still think it's great to look at and especially like seasonality wise, month wise too. You may get some more general patterns, I would say, but again, I think there may be some limitations there, but let me not try. I'm not trying to jump too much into strategy advice. Then we got, probability calibration here, predicted probability versus the actual outcome. That's, just all cities in general. Um, so yeah, you got that. All right, and so going back to the tools, the last thing we had there, the NWS hourly forecast. So this will be obviously for the day, and then this is the what on NWS predicted or forecast. And I say predicted a lot. I know whether it's forecast, but yeah, what we're looking at for every hour, what the how the progression throughout the day was looking coming in. Our pacing formula takes care of that for you with our own like proprietary pacing metrics, which are adaptive for every city. And it's, average error accuracy. And so go and look in that. And like I said, that's just if you just want to have the visual for yourself as well. All right. Yeah, again, I guess this is the last thing I just want to say here, not to drone on for too long, is that just take the expected value with a grain of salt. Now, as you could see, I don't always take the highest ones. Use your discretion. Um, I took that one. Sometimes these medium-ish ones have performed very well. And we'll look into some of the performance stuff now. Keep in mind, this is just my own performance. Um, and we got some lower ones here. So again, use your discretion, um, use your own process, etc. So our positions tabs here, just easily track your positions for the day. Should be fairly standard. From here as well, you can access the market view as well. So if you want to exit a position midday, add to it, etc. Obviously, it tells you your side of the bet as well. I think that's fairly straightforward. Here you can see your orders. Should be fairly straightforward as well. What I like about this too is if you guys like to place like resting orders at certain price points, so you're not getting filled immediately. You could always you come to here to check on your resting orders. And you can also as well, when if I did have a resting order up, you could come here to cancel your order. So that's nice. It helps you get in and out of positions, or resting order easily from here, and tells you your orders that got filled as well. So I think that's straightforward as well. Here, now this is going to look like a little bit different from your guys' point of view. Obviously, you have admin access to the software, so this is going to look a little bit different, but mainly the same. And it does have all the same data in your guys' system, and then that's obviously updating every day. So here you could see um, uh, different metrics as well. This should be straightforward. The different models, pace adjusted, NWS. Then we down here, daily highs, daily lows. Here we have, toggle from between high lows all together. And this from here is the individual cities. And as I was mentioning before when we are looking at the back test, as you can see, a lot are leaning cold here, um, especially recently. And so the two separate metrics here is this is NWS average era, and then here's like the pacing average era. So this is kind of like, okay, what was it coming into the day? What was forecast? What's been the average era? Same here for the pacing formula as well, because the pacing formula takes over once sunrise comes. And so you guys can compare that. You know, it's part of I think, now this is all coded into the system, and will reflect in the numbers that you guys see. But I like to use this to, check back to before I'm placing bets, potentially kind of get a feel for how the city is and performing recently. And yeah, I think that's that. And here we have things that obviously nice features, performance section. You can really dive into your stats, see what's been working, um, what's not working, what adjustments you need to make. Obviously, we have a toggle here, so if you want to get more granular there. Um, so this is a summary page, just brief overview of how it's looking. Now we can look by city. Gives you your total bets, how many wins, losses, win rate, ROI, et cetera, et cetera. So you can see, which cities are performing well for you, what aren't. Um, Analytics. So this is where we get a little bit deeper. Here's your ROI by the EV bucket. And so, your yes and no side bets, their win rates, et cetera, total dollar amount. Um, Scrolling down a little bit more, this is the calibration tracking. So this is just like, the probabilities. So when the system says 0 to 30, uh, 30 to 50%, how your bet's performing, et cetera, et cetera there. Um, so the entry price analysis. So how are you performing by price? And we got it broken down here by day, or not by day, time of day. So we got morning to 11 a.m., 11 a.m. to 4 after. You're guessing your no side performance. You get your performance by market timing. So your next day bets, bets on the same day. So this also will show you here, and it should have the range bets as well. So the range bets being like if you're betting on 40 to 41, and then threshold being is it going to be 58 and above? So you guys can see how you're performing on those specifically. High day temp, low day temp markets, how you're performing there. So you guys can really dive into those to further improve your performance. And then here's just your individual bet log. And it tells you the probability when you took it, what the market had it priced at, what was the EV at the time. And yeah, yeah, so that's that. And then yeah, we got a little toggle here. Just if you want to hide that, just expand the screen, and I think that really sets it up. Here, like I said, this user guide, you can come in here, check your account, uh, manage your billing, credentials, etc. So yeah, I think that's really going to sum it up here, guys. If you guys got any questions, um, hit us up on Twitter. You can contact us on the website landing page. Um, on Twitter, we are at Weather Edge Find. We're Weather Edge Finder on Twitter, but it's at Weather Edge Find, FIND. Hit us up on there, engage. We really enjoy this. It's been a very fun project. We're looking forward to improving on it. We have not only plans to continue to improve this system, improving um, the software, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I think the more betting that gets done, the more forecast data we accumulate. Theoretically, this should get better. So hopefully that's the case. Appreciate everyone watching. Uh, Good luck betting out there, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.